Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title down below, in this video I'm going to show you guys how I make a shepherd's pie. I know there is a lot of different ways. Pretty much like everyone whom I know that makes it, they make it so different. So this is how I like to make it. I am missing a few ingredients. I will put on the screen the ingredients that you guys will be needing. I'm going to add the ingredients that I wish I had, because if I did have these ingredients I'll definitely use them. So that's added. So although I'm not actually going to be using not everything written on the screen now, that's what I would normally add, but I'll show you guys the stuff and we'll start making it. Alright, so in my pan here I got 500 grams of beef mince. I've minced up a small onion. If I had a larger one I definitely would have used one. 2 carrots so far, and I got another couple of carrots to still go, and I just got a heaped tablespoon of the already minced garlic, but I haven't finished the carrots. On this side I've got just potatoes, white potatoes boiled. I mean, they're not boiled yet, they're cut, ready to go boiled. But yeah, I haven't finished the carrots yet just because I'm using this little Tupperware thing. So it's one of those things that I got the carrots here and you pull the string. We actually had like a cheap brand, like a no-name brand off of eBay or Wish or something, and it worked so good for so long. But I actually don't know what happened to it. But we found this Tupperware one at the op shops, and yeah, we brought it and it's so good. So that's just how I prepared the carrots and onions. Yeah, if you want things chunky, definitely make it chunky. But for me, for shepherd's pie, I prefer it nice and fine. And just like that. Like, you can obviously keep going if you want it more finer, or stop like this. Definitely you can do it by knife. It's just so much easier and quicker doing it this way. Alright, so I've just put the pan onto the stove. It's just with the beef and the veggies. I'm going to break down this beef. And some people like to just do the beef first and then add the veggies. It doesn't really matter because it is so small and fine that it all cooks together. But the only other veggie we are missing is some peas, which that I will definitely not add now. I'll wait a little bit until I add those. Some frozen peas. If you have celery as well, you can definitely add that now, or some capsicum or whatever you have. It's definitely a good recipe to add in some hidden veggies, especially if you do make it all fine like I have. But this is just all we pretty much got. It's like at the end of the week, well, end of the fortnight I should say. So yeah, so we're just going to cook this and brown it, and yeah, just get it pretty much cooked. Alright, so now it is nice and browned. I've also used a fatty mince, like, I don't know what the percentage is. It's not the lean, it's just your regular mince. You can definitely drain it if you want to. See, if I pull it apart, you can see a lot. I'm just going to leave it all in, but I did not add any oil, and there's definitely no need to. But now it is all nice and brown, the mince. I'm going to add in the rest of my ingredients, except for obviously the mashed potato ingredients. But for the actual base of the pie, the filling of the pie, or the first layer I should say, it's not like a pastry pie, but for the rest of this side of the dish of the ingredients, and like I said, this is my twist, my take. I know it's not traditional, but I'm going to add 1 can of diced tomatoes. I'm going to add some stock powder and water as well, so it's like a stock, or you can just use obviously just your you have a homemade stock, that's obviously the best. Or like you're just in the jug, but I'm going to have a heaped teaspoon of stock powder. I'm going to use about a teaspoon of dried rosemary leaves, as well as a teaspoon of white pepper, half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 cup of water, and again with the water, don't add it if you're using liquid stock. I just use the water because I'm using powder stock, and about a cup of frozen peas. You can definitely add less if you want less. I love frozen peas, so I added about a cup. Well, it was about 3/4 of a cup. And one of the ingredients that I have missed which I would have added to the at the start of this video, I would have had on, is Worcestershire sauce, however you pronounce that. Definitely 2 tablespoons. If I had that, I would have only done maybe half a teaspoon of white pepper, not a full teaspoon. But because I don't, I did do 1 full teaspoon of white pepper. But yeah, if I had the Worcestershire sauce, I'll definitely do 2 tablespoons of that. And also add a pinch of salt, or salt and season to your taste. We just completely out of salt. But that's okay. This will still be delicious anyway. But now I've got the liquid in here. Oh, hang on, I've got something. I'm going to add in this bunch of fresh thyme. I'm just going to add it all in and I'll fish it out after. So, yeah, that can just go in just like that. And yeah, I'll fish that out after. We'll just bury it a little bit for the flavour. But now I'm just going to let this simmer, and over here I've got the potatoes already cut, as you saw, peeled and cut. So I'm going to turn that on and I'm going to start them boiling. This is just soaking in water. It actually hasn't started, but so yeah, while the potatoes boil, this will do its simmer. So I actually turn it down. And yeah. Alright, so at the moment I currently got about 4 sprigs, like that as in 1. No, I don't. I got that plus this little piece of the fresh thyme. Yeah, sorry. So, and this piece too. So about 3. So I got this long piece, this little piece, and this piece that has like 3 sprigs on it. So I got about 4 sprigs of thyme. That took way too long to figure that out. In the dish, this is how it's looking like as well. I've just tasted it. It was very strong in thyme. Actually, even just the smell was very strong. So earlier I did take out about half of the thyme that I did put in. So I had like double this amount. I just tasted it. It tastes so good. I'm definitely glad I did take half of it out. Otherwise that would have been pretty overpowering. Just sucks I don't have the Worcestershire sauce, but it's right. It still tastes very, very good how it is now. I definitely do want to get it reduced just a little bit more. And the potatoes, they're about halfway done of being boiled. So I have now just put on the oven so that can get nice and preheated. I've got the oven on at 200 degrees. So while that preheats, obviously the potatoes I keep on cooking. So yeah, and the heat for the mince is still on as well. Alright, mashed potato time. I'm going to drain off this water. Right, there we go. What I've done as well, I had, the water wasn't boiling because I turned the water off and I let it sit on the hob in its water for about 5-10 minutes just so it will cool down a little bit. But it's placing back on the same hob so it's nice and warm. Because I've decided to make it like a garlicky, cheesy kind of mashed potato. So, teaspoon of garlic in there. Tablespoon of butter. I'm just going to mash this up and get that all nice and combined. Alright, if you got sour cream would be perfect. I'm just going to use about 1/4 cup of milk. And I want this to be quite nice and creamy mashed potatoes. So I'm going to just mash, mix, add more milk, mash, mix, add more milk, if I need to. We'll just do this first and see how it goes. Alright, another tablespoon of milk. At this stage you only want to add a very little bit at a time. Perfect. Alright, time to assemble. I've just placed the mince in my glass dish. My oven safe glass dish, I should say. And now with the mashed potatoes, it is very nice and soft and creamy. So just with a tablespoon, I'm just going to kind of layer on some dollops. I might have made too much mash, to be honest, but we'll see how it goes. Well, that ended up being pretty much perfect amount of mashed potato as well. So happy with that. Now I'm just going to kind of spiky in a way, if it will, Just to give it texture. I don't like my shepherd's pie smooth. I like it with a bit of texture. And we want a lot of cheese. I was going to mix some cheese in with the mashed potatoes, but I kind of forgot. I forgot I said I was going to make them garlicky and cheesy. Definitely done the garlic, but that's alright. We got plenty of cheese on top. Alright, so now this is going to go bake into the oven for about 20-25 minutes. Alright, so that is what we are looking like. There we go, that's a little bit better. It looks so good, it smells so good. Obviously the green board's not the prettiest thing. But yeah, I'm so excited to give this a try. You'd normally want to let it sit for a bit. I ain't gonna do that. I'm just gonna serve up and taste test now. I just hate in this bad lighting how I got like no eyebrows, it looks like. But anyhow, I've just served it up. Like I said, I just didn't wait for it to cool. I just love how the creaminess of the potato goes in with your mince, and it's just so good. Smells so good. And before as well, when I poured the mince section into the dish, I took out what I thought was all of the thyme sprigs. Turns out I had one more in there, which is right here, but that's perfectly fine. But yeah, I'm just going to taste the mince with obviously like the veggies and the sauce and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm just gonna try the mince part first. It's so hot. Good, so good. That's so good. And then that's really garlicky. I think it's because of the garlic mashed potatoes. You definitely do not have to do that. I don't know, I just kind of felt like doing that randomly, so that's just I made garlic mashed potato to go with it. So good though. And both together with a little bit of cheese up on there. So hopefully you guys can see that. Oh, that's hot. That's so good. So that is all for today's video, so thank you so much for watching. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and make sure to subscribe down below. Again, sorry about the bad lighting. I'm sorry Mum if you're watching this. She always messages me saying stop apologising for the light, but I feel like I need to because this lighting is just damn awful. But regardless, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! Oops. I should have seen that coming. I don't know why I didn't. My bad. Smells so good though.